Yes. Hi, ladies. Hi, guys.
Hi there, hi.
Hey, ma'am.
Kinsey Schofield here with the Nocturnal, off to a great start. Um,
Mm.
I just wanted to say, first of all, I've talked to a couple of the cast members already, and it is a Neil Patrick Harris love fest. And Brooks, I wasn't going to ask you for your favorite Neil Patrick Harris story, but now I have to because I get the vibe that you've got some good ones.
Right. Well, this is where the love fest ends.
Oh,
You know, all of my stories, which I won't go into just to spare you, they just end up the disappointment after disappointment after disappointment.
but also usually end with Brooks trying to kiss me.
Right. But
Oh.
that's
Like he ends like most of these.
yeah, but that
stories-
could be anybody. Doesn't have to be someone who's done a couple shows.
Fair.
I love it.
You know what my favorite Neil Patrick Harris story that's actually very tuned into the show we're talking about is I've always been a fan of Neil's in the fact that when he's acting in shows or films, he's always able to sort of spin two plates at the same time. And this show, which I can't wait for people to see him in it, they're literally Neil spins all the plates at the same time. And it's so great to watch as both a fan and a friend and a colleague. It's really something to watch. So get ready, people.
Plate
Yes,
spinning.
it is so
Plate
it is so
spinning.
good. But you know that leads me, Neil. This is not your typical rom-com. What makes this special? I mean, it's you having to figure out Grinder, having to figure out all of this new world. It's crazy.
Uncoupled is a unique rom-com. It's
Mm.
bingy, but it's funny and it's ridiculous and it's relatable, and yet it's kind of tragic. And I think the dynamic of the broad funny and the conversational funny and also like the gut punch emotion of actual breakup makes it what so relatable. My hope is that these are short episodes, it's half an hour, which I think is in our sort of ADHD world, a good length, hashtag
A good
Ted
length.
Lasso or something. And so I think being able to watch these a bunch in a row and at the end of it, realize that you care about all of the people, you whether you're gay or straight, you understand what Michael's going through. You're seeing men displaying emotion, which sometimes you don't get to see quite so much. So I find that it's new and refreshing in that it's kind of average in their lives.
Mhm.
They're not like pretending to be superstars. Watching people
Right.
fail is always a decent thing to do.
Right.
Well, look at his career.
Yeah.
No, Neil, Darren Star. I'm wearing my Carrie Bradshaw shirt, by the way.
Okay,
He
very
says.
cute.
Thank you. He says that, this part wasn't written for anybody specifically, but he could see no one else in the world playing Michael. It was yours. Did you feel that way when you read the script?
It's a really good question. I read the script and I didn't think it was written for me, but boy, did I have to stop a few times and think, wow, this would be really true to life. It's written as if it was made for me, even though it wasn't, and that wasn't planned. But I'm in an 18-year relationship. Michael was in a 17-year relationship. Michael's 47. I'm like just about to turn 40.
You're so good and so funny in this, and I can't wait for the world to see it too. Brooks, you are a treasure. Thank you so much for your time today, and congratulations on the show. Cannot believe how talented this cast is. It's almost like the Avengers of acting.
Yes, yes, that's how I felt doing it.
Exactly. Congratulations. And Tisha, specifically for you, can you explain to me what makes this show special?
I think what makes it special is that we have Neil Patrick Harris as the lead at the realm. Like he's at the helm. He is so amazing. And to talk about, a man who's been in a 17-year relationship with another man and they break up and now you have to navigate through this new dating world, it's just beautifully done, but it's so universal and so relatable because everything that he is going through on the show, still with wit and it's funny, but the heartache and the heartbreak is something that I personally could relate to, because I too was uncoupled in real life. And so all of these ups and downs and things that he was having to go through, I actually went through too.
Oh, I'm sorry for that, but look at you. You're on the other side, and
No,
you're
don't
doing
be
good.
sorry, honey, because it was a beautiful devastation. You know, it's okay. I am so having fun understanding and discovering myself. And Marcia too, you know, has been uncoupled for a while, right? I don't mean to tell your business.
It's okay. Uncoupled and actually oddly very happy, not oddly, but like very, very happy. We were just saying the only answer to being uncoupled isn't necessarily recoupling.
That's right.
But this particular series is about that discovery of that as you uncouple, who are you without that person? And it is so universal, but I think the core of it is just this wit.
Funny.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I had some other questions, but I've just got my almost wrap signed. So I would like, Marcia, maybe specifically if you could start. Do you have a Neil Patrick Harris story? Like, do you remember the first time you met him, something you loved him in? What makes Neil Patrick Harris special?
I've loved Neil Patrick Harris in everything he's done. If you look at his stage performances, if you look at his Hedwig and the Angry Inch, if you look at all of his work, he is a consummate performer. He can sing, he can dance, he can act. He's a quadruple, quintuple. I mean, he's
a hybrid.
everything. He's a model of honesty and of being a great father and of being in a long-term gay relationship. I mean, there's nothing about Neil Patrick Harris to criticize, and that's irritating a little bit. That's a little irritating. He's too perfect.
Well, that's perfect. Thank you so much for your time, ladies. You are beautiful, and I really enjoyed watching you in Uncoupled.
Thank you so much.
It has all of the things. It makes me laugh. It makes me cry. I'm rooting for everybody. What makes Uncoupled special?
Well, you make a really good point. It is a breakup comedy, but this one's different because ordinarily in a breakup comedy, we see the couple break up and the ex is a jerk and the hero moves on after the first 10 minutes and eventually lives happily ever after. But this one's a little more layered. I think it's great that it's a series so you can explore more for a longer amount of time. And, Neil, who plays the hero of the show is centered around him and you follow him. But at the same time, you do follow his ex, who I play, and you do see the ripple effect of this uncoupling, because it is an uncoupling as opposed to, the big D word, the divorce, where I think we enter into it with a different tone. Uncoupling is different than breaking up per se, just in its intent.
And it's great because, on a lot of shows like this, the ex is very disposable. They serve their purpose. They created the drama or the trauma at the top of the series, and now we're going to spend the rest of it, with some highs and lows, but eventually just figuring it all out and wrapping up in a bow. In this case, by making the ex, in this case, Colin, more of a complex character that stays around, it kind of also continues to inform us about Michael. All right, wait a second, maybe there's two sides to this story. We need to stick around to see who actually is the good guy and the bad guy in this situation, and maybe end up ultimately finding out doesn't necessarily have to be a bad or good guy in an uncoupling, that life just happens.
Oh my gosh, did we just have therapy? I feel that.
Yeah,
Feels like it.
$150 an hour.
Exactly. Also, the check's in the mail.
Yeah.
I have been asking people for their favorite Neil Patrick Harris story, because it just feels like everybody has a moment that they met him for the first time, they saw him for the first time perform, and they were floored. Talk first, maybe you first. Do you have a Neil Patrick Harris story or a favorite memory?
Well, it was one of the first days we worked together. Neil is a real surgeon when it comes to being an actor. He's very precise. He shows up, he knows exactly what needs to be done. He knows where the joke is. He doesn't do too much. He doesn't do too little. And he is a magician in real life. And he actually performed this magic trick that I witnessed, which is he has to do some really emotional heavy lifting in the show. Yeah. And he was doing a shot in profile and he cried from the eye that the camera could see. And he didn't cry from the other eye, reserving those tears for any coverage that he had to do down the road. Now, That's a true magician.
That is insane.
Or an alien. That's
Emerson, top
absolutely
that.
amazing.
Like, what's your Neil
Yeah.
Patrick Harris story?
I think for me, it was actually in that same episode we were shooting. He's a very warm and engaging and intelligent person. We all know that, but he just knows this business and his craft so well. We were shooting the first scene that has some very complicated camera work, and to see him as an executive producer of the show as well, kind of work with the camera people and working out the technical angles while at the same time fulfilling all of his actor duties was something that is rare to see done so effectively. And I don't know, it was a bit of an education and very inspiring.
Congratulations on the show. I absolutely love it. And next season, I'm just going to like binge all the episodes within the seconds. It's just, I cannot wait for season 2.
I'm so happy that you love it, because we love it too. And we're hopeful for a season 2.
Nice talking to you.
so
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Kinsey.